Okay, so I had a kind of crazy idea. My box hasn't come yet. I really like to have shakes. So I was thinking, I've got some mashed potatoes. Now I've got the garlic ones, and I've got the sour cream and chive ones. And you know how sometimes if you're cooking, you can use dehydrated potato flakes to thicken things up. So I thought, I'm gonna take the sour cream and chives potatoes. Now I realize there's chives, but I'm hoping that they're not going to be too detectable. I've got about 3/4 of a cup of milk in here. I'm putting in the potatoes, okay, and I'll give them a little swoosh around here to kind of mix them up just a little bit. Okay, it's got a savory odor to it, you know, and this is not something savory that I want to make, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got some chocolate coconut macaron skinny syrup and some maple bourbon pecan skinny syrup. And I believe that, let's see, an ounce is a condiment. So let's see, an ounce would be, all right, let me turn it this way. So an ounce is 2 tablespoons. Okay. So there's 1 ounce of the chocolate coconut macaron. And these, I'm using these flavors because I like them and because they tend to be rather strong flavors. So I'm hoping that will cover up anything from the chives or any other sort of savory seasoning that's coming through. Okay, now ice. Okay, let's do 3, 6, 9, 10. We'll do 12. You know, the way I thought of this, I don't know if, you know, it makes a difference for me to tell you the way I thought of this in case it doesn't work. But, you know, maybe you'll have some ideas. So the way I thought of this is that I'm a coffee drinker, and I like to mix different kinds of coffees and syrups and milks and stuff like that. And sometimes unlikely combinations taste good. You know, sometimes you think, like, I'll get a coffee I don't particularly care for, but I'll blend it together with some other coffee or flavoring, you know, and it tastes good. So I'm gonna beat this up with my Ninja. So, you know how very often, if you'll smell something, it will enhance the flavor. For example, if you want to have a fancy coffee, you don't have to put all sorts of calorie-filled syrups or ice cream or, you know, things like that in there, chocolate. You can shake some cinnamon on top and just, you know, the fragrance of the cinnamon spice goes up into your nose and just wakes up your taste buds. So oh, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sniff of this before I sample it. But I would recommend that sometimes smelling something beforehand is not helpful. For example, some of those Jordan skinny syrups, if you smell them, they either don't smell like anything or they it's not a good smell, but the taste is great. Are there things that you've ever eaten like that, that if you smell it, not so good, but when you taste it, you know, it's kind of like Indian food. The looks of a lot of Indian food, oh, it's just terrible looking to an American, but golly, it tastes fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna get a long-handled spoon here. Okay, look, nice and thick. Look at that. Woo. Okay. All right, now listen. If you're good at psyching yourself up about stuff, this almost tastes like a salted caramel sort of a dealie. Almost like, have you ever had ice cream or gelato that had a texture to it? Almost like a slightly, I don't know how to describe it, but you know what? This is not bad. The ice is still just it's very, very fine, but maybe because it's mixed together with the potatoes, I feel like I need to, or I'm enjoying chewing it a little. This is good. Okay, I gotta tell you, I have hit on something genius here. Ta-da! And here comes the light. I'm serious. Here I am with my new invention. No, really, this is good. I'm gonna eat it. What's more, it's both sweet and savory. It's like a sweet thing that has a slight salty taste. Now, one thing I will say is you cannot be thinking, I am eating sour cream mashed potatoes with chives in a shake. You know, don't do that, because, you know, then you might psych yourself up into thinking this is gross. This really tastes good. I promise you. If somebody served this to me as a special dessert, like a salted caramel shake, let's say, I would think that this was really good. And I would even put whipped cream on it. I don't have any whipped cream, though. Okay, listen, you know, get creative. Now, if you're not religious, just ignore this comment, but you were created by a very creative God and made in his image, or her image, whatever you believe, okay? The point is, you are given great creativity. So be creative with stuff. Give it a try. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. This has been brought to you by Mama Stella's Whiz Bang.